You know, when you're a certain age, you use words that you know from when you were a kid or you remember saying, and that's what I did today, and I shouldn't have. I should have thought about it a little longer before I said it, but
He's going to hunt you down. He's going to find out what's going on, and that's good. That's good for everybody. That's how you should be looking at this. Like, wow, we have a brilliant mind that is examining these really corrupt and goofy systems and bringing in a bunch of psychopaths with.
Just when you thought the drama couldn't possibly get any messier, boom, the whole thing blows up in our faces. Joe Rogan didn't just clap back. He went full beast mode on Whoopi Goldberg. No filter, no chill, and absolutely no patience for what he calls straight-up nonsense. Why? Because once again, Whoopi let loose on The View. But this time, she didn't just stir the pot. She crossed a line so bold that even Hollywood insiders were left speechless. This wasn't her usual snarky take or eyebrow-raising sass. Nah, this time, she threw out some wild accusations on live TV. She straight up claimed that Elon Musk was using his billions to twist government policies behind closed doors. Yeah, she really said that no receipts, no proof, nothing. And to top it off, she did it in front of millions of viewers like it was just some casual coffee chat.
who is in charge? Because I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever say. I don't remember the last time we even talked about JD.
You're right. He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Possible.
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways. Because, people put the leg out to trip you going down the stairs.
Internet lost it. Viewers were shook. Analysts were scratching their heads. And Elon, he did not let that one slide. He hit back hard with a monster lawsuit, calling her out for defamation. No negotiations, no warning, just papers served and gloves off. But here's where it gets even crazier. When Whoopi stepped into that courtroom, she cracked, tears trembling in a full-blown apology meltdown. She told the judge she regretted everything. But Joe Rogan wasn't buying the tears or the act. He stormed onto his podcast and laid it all out. She knew exactly what she was doing, he said. You don't get to say stuff like that on national TV. And then cry in court like it was just a joke. His words hit hard and fans went wild. Rogan didn't hold back for a single second. And honestly, what he said might just be the final blow to Whoopi's media career. And this lawsuit has shaken the entire entertainment world. Even folks who usually defend her are starting to distance themselves. But this whole mess started with one smug moment, one comment, one wild accusation during a heated segment on The View. Whoopi looked straight into the camera and casually suggested that Elon Musk and Senator J.D. Vance were plotting something big, something political. He's not just tweeting anymore, she said. He's moving pieces behind the scenes. And now the fallout is real, and it's just getting started if Donald Trump were somehow removed from office. That's the bombshell Whoopi Goldberg casually dropped mid-discussion. No citation, no article, no source, nothing. She just said it with full confidence, like it was some well-known fact everyone was supposed to agree with. The delivery was bold, the timing reckless, and the fallout came fast and hard.
You're not really making the world a better place. Right. You're just allowing these financial institutions to enact control over corporations. And it's a really shifty, weird way they're doing it by making it seem like they're trying to make the world a better, more equal place.
This wasn't just a spicy TV opinion. It was a major allegation broadcasted to millions. But here's the kicker. She didn't quote a single reliable source. Not a leaked document. Not a whistleblower. Nothing. She didn't even try to soften it with allegedly or according to reports. It was straight up said like gospel. And that's where she messed up big time. Elon Musk wasn't about to let that slide like some harmless gossip segment. Nope. Within days of the episode airing, legal paperwork was already flying. Elon filed a lawsuit accusing Whoopi of knowingly spreading false, damaging claims. Claims that, according to his legal team, directly tanked Tesla stock and caused serious disruptions to ongoing business negotiations. One of those deals, reportedly worth over $100 million, gone. Poof. All because of a careless comment on live television. But Elon's not playing around with this. He's not suing for some weak slap on the wrist or symbolic, please don't do that again. He's coming with demands, and they are heavy. He wanted a massive financial payout to cover the alleged losses. He wants a full public apology, not just some PR-written note buried in a press release. And most importantly, he wants a televised retraction, live, just as loud and public as the original accusation. Meanwhile, Whoopi walked into the courtroom like it was just another talk show taping, cool, collected, and probably thinking she could charm her way out of the mess.
You know, when you're a certain age, you use words that you know from when you were a kid or you remember saying, and that's what I did today, and I shouldn't have. I should have thought about it a little longer before I said it, but
when the judge started laying out the way of the charges, and there were no cameras to cut to a commercial, that's when it hit her, and she broke. Full emotional collapse. Tears running down, voice cracking, apologizing left and right to at one point. She told the judge she didn't mean for it to go this far. But by then, it was already too late. Enter Joe Rogan to eye in a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience. Joe came in swinging, no sugarcoating, no soft takes. He tore into the situation with that signature Rogan bluntness. And he didn't hold back. She knew exactly what she was doing, Joe said. You don't sit on one of the most watched shows in the country, throw out wild claims about one of the richest, most influential men on earth, and expect no consequences. That ain't how it works. He called her courtroom breakdown performance and labeled it too little, too late. According to Joe, the damage had already been done, and a few tears weren't about to fix it. And honestly, a lot of people agreed. Social media exploded after that episode. People were reposting Rogan's comments everywhere, memes, tweets, TikToks. It went viral. Some even said Rogan said what everyone else was too scared to say out loud. His main point? If you're going to make bold, dangerous claims on national TV, especially ones that could sway public opinion, crash companies, and mess with actual livelihoods, you better come with receipts. Facts. Evidence. Anything but Whoopi didn't. And now she's knee-deep in a legal nightmare while Joe's words echo across the internet. This isn't just another celebrity feud. It's a turning point in how much power daytime hosts think they can wield with no accountability and the consequences. They're rolling in fast. Oh, said Elon could throw every Republican in jail. And just like that, the entire conversation spiraled into chaos. Joe Rogan didn't hold back. He absolutely tore into the hypocrisy behind that statement, calling it a clear example of how out of touch some media figures have become. And he wasn't just talking hypotheticals. He brought the heat with cold, hard receipts.
Their audience is not really their audience. Their audience is a group of people they bring in to watch television shows. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen audiences before for TV shows, but a lot of them are paid. They're paid to be.
Rogan dug deep into Whoopi Goldberg's past and pulled out receipts nobody expected to resurface. He reminded his audience that not too long ago, Whoopi wasn't so anti-Trump. In fact, she had publicly joked around with him, praised some of his business moves, and even laughed at his appearances on shows like The Apprentice. Rogan exposed how she once embraced the same man she now calls a threat, showing clips where she was clearly comfortable in his presence. But the second became politically profitable to switch sides, she flipped the script without missing a beat, and Rogan didn't let that slide. He called it what was fake loyalty for political gain. He played those clips loud and clear, named names, and challenged his viewers to stop blindly believing everything they hear and start asking real questions. Is this really about the truth, or is it just about pushing a narrative that benefits certain people? Rogan's tone was serious, even confrontational, because he believes this isn't just entertainment anymore, it's manipulation. He wanted people to think hard about whether the media is giving them facts or just stirring the pot to get reactions. And now the fallout is here, and it's ugly. Since the lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg exploded in the headlines, she's been scrambling to do damage control. In court, she tried to backpedal hard. She broke down in tears in front of the judge, reportedly saying, "I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I didn't expect this to go so far." But the courtroom wasn't a view, and emotional breakdowns weren't going to win sympathy from a legal team that had come prepared to fight. Because no matter what she claimed after the fact, the damage had already been done, and the consequences were finally catching up. Joe Rogan weighed in on the courtroom drama with his usual straight-up style. He made it crystal clear that he believes people like Whoopi think their fame gives them a free pass to say whatever they want, no matter how reckless, false, or damaging. He said celebrities have gotten way too comfortable pushing hot takes without accountability, assuming they can spin the story later if things go south. But in this case, that safety net vanished. Rogan made it known, not this time. Elon Musk's legal team is coming in strong. According to inside sources, they're building a case so big it might shake the whole industry. They've reportedly been collecting evidence for weeks, transcripts, financial impact reports, video clips, social media reactions, even investor statements. The claim is that Whoopi's comments directly affected Tesla stock and ongoing business deals. And they're not treating it like a minor mistake. They're treating it like a full-blown media attack with real consequences. This case is turning into a cultural moment. It's not just about one celebrity versus another. It's about setting a precedent. What happens when someone with a massive platform gets called out for crossing the line? What happens when powerful voices finally face real accountability? Rogan says the game has changed, and from the looks of it, he might be right.
Is our friend Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. They all loved you.
Honey, Joe, I think you missed this part. Take a look.
I want him to show his birth certificate. There's something on that birth certificate that he doesn't like.
Oh my God, that is just a
Whoopi, I'm telling
He
you.
was 3 pounds.
Whoopi, I love you. I'm telling
I love
you.
you too. I think that's the biggest pile of dog mess I've heard in ages.
Elon Musk's legal team isn't just sending angry emails or bluffing with press statements. They're going all in. Behind the scenes, it's a full-blown legal takedown. They're pulling years' worth of financial records, tracking the stock dips that followed Whoopi's comments, and stacking up expert witnesses to explain how her words could have seriously damaged Tesla's reputation. And bottom line, on top of that, they've got business partners lined up, ready to testify how deals fell through the moment her segment aired. It's a methodical, high-stakes operation meant to prove one thing, that what Whoopi said wasn't just wrong. It was knowingly false and intentionally harmful. If the court ends up ruling in Elon's favor, it won't just be a slap on the wrist for Whoopi Goldberg. We're talking a public, televised apology, a retraction for millions to see. And on top of that, she could be ordered to cough up millions in financial damages. Some legal insiders are saying it could climb as high as $50 million once you factor in lost partnerships, market impact, and reputational harm. There's even quiet talk of her being forced to step down from The View altogether if the network decides she's too much of a liability. But even if she somehow walks away from the courtroom without owing Musk a dime, the damage to her image is already done. Her credibility, cracked wide open. For years, Whoopi has been seen as a sharp voice in daytime media, someone who could speak her mind. And now viewers are asking, how much of what she says is real, and how much is just performance? Joe Rogan broke it down perfectly. This isn't cancel culture, he said on his podcast. This is consequences culture. And that line hit hard with listeners. He wasn't calling for her to be silenced. He was saying that if someone uses their platform to influence millions, they should be ready to take responsibility when things go off the rails. Rogan didn't just stop at Whoopi, though. In the final minutes of that episode, he went nuclear on the system behind her. He questioned the entire media machine, the networks, the producers, even executives who greenlight these segments with zero accountability. You've got people going on national TV, making wild claims that impact real businesses and real lives, and no one's fact-checking, he said. No editorial review. Nothing. His voice was sharp, his tone fed up, and his point crystal clear. Celebrity status shouldn't be a free pass to do whatever you want on air. And then came the real jab. Rogan turned directly toward ABC News, the network behind The View. He straight up asked how a company with that much influence, that much reach, could allow something so reckless to air without even the most basic journalistic standards. This isn't a podcast in someone's garage, he said. This is primetime television. You don't get to wing it just because it fits the narrative. And that's what heart of the story really lies. The scandal. It's not just about Elon Musk's bruised ego, Joe Rogan's righteous outrage, or even Whoopi Goldberg's courtroom tears. It's about the bigger picture accountability. It's about a world where entertainment has blurred the line between fact and opinion, where big voices play fast and loose with the truth, and where the consequences of getting caught are finally catching up. The court is paying attention. Fans are tuned in. And maybe for the first time in a long time, media giants are starting to feel the pressure. Because in a world where one sentence can crash stocks, spark lawsuits, or destroy reputations, words matter. And now, the world is watching us. Oh, now it's your turn. What do you think about this madness? Was Joe Rogan justified in putting Whoopi on blast, or did he go too far? Is Elon Musk's lawsuit the reality check mainstream media finally needed? And more importantly, should Whoopi Goldberg actually face real, lasting consequences for going on live television and dropping claims with zero proof? Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear it all. No filter. No holding back. Let's be real. This whole situation is way bigger than just one celebrity feud. It's cracking open a conversation about power, responsibility, and who actually gets held accountable in the media spotlight. We're living in a time where one comment can tank a company, spark a legal war, or destroy someone's career. And the people saying those comments, they're often the last ones to face consequences. Until now. Joe Rogan's not playing a nice guy. Elon Musk sure isn't letting this slide. And Whoopi, well, she's finding out the hard way that courtroom tears don't erase televised lies. Whether you think Elon's move is overkill or overdue, one thing is crystal clear. The game has changed, and trust me, this story is far from over. More court dates are coming, more media reactions are piling in, and behind-the-scenes drama is spilling out every day. This is no longer just a segment gone wrong. It's a full-blown media reckoning, so if you want to stay ahead of the chaos, make sure to smash that like button. Seriously, it helps more than you think. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next chapter in this exploding controversy. You won't want to be late when the next twist drops. And with how fast this is unraveling, it could be any day now. But I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one that stays sharp, stay questioning, and stay tuned.